Hello and welcome back to NSUSpartans.com, fueled by Gatorade here at Senior Day at Dick Price Stadium. Your final score, North Carolina A&T stays unbeaten as they move to 9-0, including 6-0 in conference play. Norfolk State falls to 3-6 overall, 3-3 in conference play as the Aggies took down Norfolk State today. Your final score, 35-7. A&T got out to a 14-0 lead early in the ball game. Norfolk State cut it to 14-7 at halftime, but it was all North Carolina A&T after that as the Aggies scored 21 points in the second half to cruise to victory. Again, your final score, 35-7. We'll kick it now to our post-game press conference with the head coach, Latrell Scott, joined by JT Wahi and Haji Gaylord.
Well, obviously, A&T is as good as advertised. Very sound, physical football team on both sides of the ball. They did some things to us that limited us on offense, and they were able to have some success on defense. Obviously, they scored 14 points off of turnovers. So when you do that to your defense and you put your defense in a bind like that, you're going to struggle. But again, hats off to Coach Broadway. They're undefeated for a reason, and we've still got a lot of work to do. We've got 2 games left, and we plan on coming back and be as prepared as we possibly can to beat Howard and Morgan.
Coach, what were you feeling at halftime? You got to imagine you were feeling pretty confident with how you guys were playing.
Felt great. Thought we came out and had a great drive, and again, I think at the half it was 14-7, and one of those is a pick six. Pooty hadn't thrown. I guess he's thrown 1 interception all season. We threw 2 today for big gains. He struggled a little bit today, and he's had a great season. But a freshman quarterback's going to struggle at times. He just struggled today.
One thing I noticed with him, to see if you agree or saw the same thing, it seemed like he wasn't really stepping into his throws as much. He was kind of like slinging it off his back foot.
Yeah, he didn't practice all week. He didn't practice until Thursday, and had a little bit of an ankle issue. But we're not going to make an excuse about that. But I mean, none of us are good enough at this point especially to be a freshman quarterback and not practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're not going to make an excuse about it. But he wasn't at full strength. But he battled and played as well as he could possibly play.
JT, I just want to ask you, what did you see on your interceptions? What did you see with the receiver and the routes they were in?
The first one, cloud coverage, cover 2, I was sinking. Release of the ball, I seen it was like the back shoulder, underthrown, so I just broke on it. And the other one, I played over top, stretched out for the ball, just trying to make a play.
How is Elijah on the field? Because he's a big dude, so what is it like covering a guy like him?
It can be tough sometimes, man. He put on some weight from last year. Good receiver, a rookie of the year for a reason, but a good competition.
And I haven't asked, what's the deal with the sledgehammer? Like, what do you guys have to do to get that?
Turnover. You make a turnover, you get a sledgehammer.
Gotcha. Haji, what was it like for you playing your last home game?
I can't believe we came that fast, but it was breathtaking. We went out there, tried to play as hard as we can. It was, like I said, I can't believe it came this fast. Just tried to, get a win for the team, for everybody. Obviously we've been through a lot, so yeah, it was a good feeling to line up with them boys and play one last time.
What are your plans for next year?
I'm set to graduate in May, hopefully, and just hopefully go to maybe some combine, start training and whatnot, see what I got on the table. If not, look forward to getting my degree and going to the real world.
Obviously, they had a big run, Cartwright did, and then they kind of got some extra rushing yardage at the end there. But it seemed like you guys had done a lot better with your rushing defense, especially in the first half and a little bit in the third quarter. So, did you guys do anything major to change that?
Nah, we just had to fight, and the coaching staff, especially the defense staff, everybody know what they're doing. So they just give us the play call, and it's up to us to get the job done.
Coach, before the game, what was it like having all those seniors come up and take pictures with them and celebrate their last home game?
It's great. We have, I guess it's 9 of them. The fortunate thing is, I think only 3 or 4 of them are starters. So. The whole team's back, but those guys have been here with me, and they've embraced what we've tried to get done. And I was hopeful that we'd be able to finish up with a win with those guys here at home, and be able to finish with a winning record this season. But I've got 2 more weeks to spend with a great group of seniors, and you know, we're gonna make this last 2 weeks as special as we possibly can for those guys. By no means are, you know, we're gonna take our ball and go home. Like I say, you know, we'll show up here Monday and go to work and get prepared for Howard.
What made A&T's defensive front so successful today? They were able to get some sacks.
I guess genetics. You know, they're just they're it's a good football team, and you know, anytime you have the ability to get pressure with 4, you know, those guys are loads up front, and you know, we couldn't run the ball. We couldn't protect Pooty as well as we needed to, and you know, you have to credit. You know, Sam Washington is one of the best defensive coordinators in college football. You know, he just happens to be here in our conference. You know, I've always had an appreciation for what Coach Washington has done on defense, and you know, obviously A&T's done that to 8 other teams this season. So, I mean, as I said earlier, they're as good as advertised.
What did you see as the advantage of playing with the DBs off a little cushion? They were able to get the short passing game going, but obviously you guys had 2 interceptions. So what did you like about that look from the DBs?
Well, I didn't. You know, obviously I thought we gave up some throws. I mean, JT played his tail off, and those guys, you know, defended some balls. But I thought, you know, I was trying to, you know, move those guys up a little bit so that we didn't give them those throws. But obviously, you know, when you take away one thing, you're, you know, kind of making yourself susceptible to something else. You know, I thought they had a good game plan offensively. Their quarterback has improved tremendously. You know, I remember when he was a guy that was kind of splitting games with people, and what is he, a junior or senior now? So he's a junior now, so you can just see the maturation, you know, there. You know, there were times that, you know, it looked like an older team versus a younger team out there.
Again, your final score is 35-7. Norfolk State falls to North Carolina A&T here today on Senior Day. So we want to congratulate all the seniors for a great career here at Dick Price Stadium. Norfolk State back on the road, though, next week as they travel up to Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, to take on the Howard University Bison. Game time is at 1:00 p.m. in the nation's capital. Don't forget to join us right here on the NSU Sports Network for all of the action. You've been watching NSUSpartans.com, fueled by Gatorade.